Good morning, traders. How we doing out there? Who's ready to get back into the action? You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. We got a lot to take a look at this morning. We'll go through, of course, the playbook. We'll hit the sunrise report, and then we'll get to the live trading action. Of course, there's going to be some fun talk to think about today. What will happen with Elon and Trump tonight? I know a lot of people will be tuning in on X all about that, but let's get to the market here. Let's take a look at today's sunrise report. Or the playbook, let's say. Let's get to the action, of course. First one up I want to take a look at today is going to be XLU. And the reason why is that, of course, we've been seeing the utilities starting to make an up move, and now they got a little bit of some sideways action last week. Now do they take the next step up? And I think that's exactly what we see here on the charts. You can see the sideways action, and now it's time to go ahead and take that next move. Of course, this is already something that has made a nice move already. We saw this move right around here, where it was very similar, sideways, and then eventually took the next level. Now we're looking for this XLU to continue, start making its way towards 74, 75, and 76. Those are all targets within reach this week. So we'll see what happens on the XLU. Can it take these levels? Of course, you can watch the leader also to give you some ideas in NEE, or like we put last week, also Duke. Look for these companies to take lead. There's all the other ones that you can look at. Excel Energy, right? Dominion, right? Southern Company. So many of these to watch, and a lot of these charts looking very similar. Let's move over to the second area in the playbook today, which is going to be a short on RCL. And of course, you guys know I'm a big proponent of the cruise lines, but overall, I'm starting to see this as a turnaround type of play. And there's a big reason why, guys. There's a big reason is to look to see what happens in the leisure space. We've gotten warnings from where? We've gotten warnings from the airlines. We've gotten warnings from lodging. Will we get a negative warning from Royal Caribbean or another in the cruise space, which will eventually tag this also? So a lot of leisures have taken that hit based on that travel demand. And that's something to look at, right? Airbnb mentioned it just last week, right? I think this is something to keep a lookout there, guys. Not something you want to be seeing in the leisure space, but could be opportunity to play for the downside. So what will I look on Royal Caribbean? I'll look for a 9 EMA daily rejection. You can see the 9 EMA. We just got above it on Friday. Looking for that to hold the 160 resistance now. So potentially about like $1 risk if you're getting in there near the 159. Looking for a move to come back down towards 145 or 135. If it's definitely a warning that they give, I could see this actually maybe even gapping down below that 135. So is there potential for reward here? Yes. We'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, let's get to the third play here on the playbook. That's going to be a long on public storage. Yes, I'm talking public storage here. There's not too many names that will be, and not too many traders that will be bringing up this stock. But take a look at the weekly chart on this stock and look how it's getting primed for a move, right? This stock has pretty much gone sideways for 2 years now and is really starting to get that nice action right now. And so at this point, you can see as of late, since June, it's up 15%, nothing crazy. But now we start really approaching kind of the run back to where we were. Well, this was at 400 at some point, and you can see the monthlies. It's been sideways. Now starting to clear 320s is going to be an important level. We can watch for potential pullbacks to 310, but definitely if it takes 330 and starts to climb past that, you're going to really start to see the bulls have control in public storage. And this is a re-industrial play, so should get a boost if rates get cut. We'll see what happens here on PSA. All right, that's going to do it for our public storage outlook. We'll go ahead and get you guys over now to the sunrise report and take a look what's going on in the market today. All right, traders, good morning to you guys, and welcome, of course, to the Sunrise Report. It's time for another week of headlines. Of course, this is where we give you guys the latest market updates, earning highlights, and key stock moves that you need to know as you start your trading day. So let's kick things off, and let's look into the economic outlook for the week. It's so important to catch, and we'll be watching different types of economic data as it hits the tape today. Of course, starting today, you'll be getting some information that's going to be talking about inflation. You probably won't even hear about it until after it comes out because it's just a report that comes out from certain areas in the FOMC. Federal Reserve numbers will be coming out. But what we really will be watching for is later in the week. Tuesday, we'll be getting, of course, the July Producers Price Index, the PPI. And that's set to drop, of course, followed by the CPI on Wednesday. Both of these reports, of course, to give us more insights on the stable price growth and the inflation going down to 2%. But don't forget, of course, Thursday's July retail sales report, which will be crucial for gauging the consumer spending trends. So it's a really big packed week. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. We'll have to see how the stocks react on this. There's going to be literally bombs dropping Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It could literally be shaking all around. So if you thought that we had chop last week, well, get ready because we're going to get more chop this week, and it's going to be difficult playing all around there. So let's get to the action. Let's go to the next one up here. We'll talk a little bit about Monday.com. Let's talk a little bit about some earning highlights here. Starting with Monday, of course, the company delivered a strong Q2 performance with adjusted EPS at 94 cents, smashing the 56-cent estimate. Sales at top expectations here, coming in at 236.11 million versus the forecasted 229. Looking ahead, Monday.com expects Q3 revenues between 243 and 247, slightly above the consensus for the full year, guiding between the ranges of 956 million to 961. Definitely ahead of the estimates and a solid showing here from Monday.com. Of course, a lot of people use this in their workplace. We'll see what happens with different stocks that kind of trade with Monday.com, like maybe an Asana. But keep your eyes on these. We'll see if they can continue the lift today. Let's get to the third headline here as we move over and start to talk some stocks. Let's talk a little bit about Pfizer as they saw a 0.3% uptick, nothing monster, but it's all based on the news of their RSV vaccine. The vaccine showed a strong immune response in late-stage study with adults who have compromised immune systems. This is a key development in the healthcare space that you got to keep your eyes open for. Of course, we've been looking to see if Pfizer would get another run after the recent run that it had, and it was doing great. I haven't played it on a trade. Now let's start to see if it can continue making the move and really get the motor going. Let's get to the next one here. This is going to be one that's going to draw a little questions out there, especially from regulators, right? On the flip side of things, right? Hawaii Electric took a major hit. Shares dropping about 10% after raising doubts about its ability to continue as a going concern. This is, of course, after they don't have a financing plan in place for the $1.99 billion Maui wildfire settlement here. So this is really shocking to me, as it clearly should have been already developed, right? The plan of how they were going to get this payment back. Well, the concerns are definitely going into the company, and you're seeing the price drop because of that. HE could continue going down until they release that report, and that could actually cause the stock to come back up. So investors are trading it all around. We'll see what happens here in Hawaii Electric. Let's move on here, guys. Let's go over now to the interview that everyone will be watching tonight, because I think we'll all be watching to see what happens in the spotlight tonight with Elon Musk. Donald Trump are set to have a big interview, of course, on X. So all you guys watching on X, I know that you guys will be watching tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, this could be a game changer in the U.S. presidential race, as you're likely to have, of course, Elon supporting Donald, and maybe Donald supporting Elon, right? So it's likely to have ripple effects across the market. Keep your eyes on Trump Media, DJT, during and after the interview. Of course, it could get interesting tomorrow morning. I think a lot of traders will also be, after that interview, of course, the market's going to be closed but you'll also have these stocks trading as soon as 4 a.m. So those 4 a.m. traders, they're going to be all over this stock. And maybe you'll have people running to the interview. Maybe we get a long play for DJT and Tesla today. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go over to a bank situation here as we move over to the next headline. This was an interesting one, right? Scotia Bank here is making waves as they acquire a 14.9 stake in KeyCorp. It's a 2.8 billion strategic investment. This is a significant move, of course, in the regional bank space as they're giving them kind of a support, right? This could cause major implications for both institutions. We'll be following closely to this story, but if you start to see the regional banks get a lift today, I think this is all based on this headline. Is this something to stay? No, I don't think this was a really smart move here, but I'm not in charge of this stake, right? Regional banks, I just don't see the kind of the investment that's needed to go in these. I think you'll see consolidation in these. It's only going to be the bigger banks that provide the money, man. Moving forward, I don't see the smaller bank being the strategy. We'll see what happens here. 14.9 stake, a $2.8 billion investment. We'll see how this turns out for them. Last one up here, guys. We'll talk about Marathon Digital Holdings. Of course, we're talking a little bit about Bitcoin. We've been watching to see how it would continue to trade above 60,000. Well, I think Marathon's telling us a little bit of something here to be on alert for it. And they proposed a private offering of 250 million in convertible senior notes. This, of course, is significant because they could always drop this. They haven't even dropped it. So at any point, they can just go boom and hit the stock down. You got to be careful when you're trading a stock like that, right? Who wants to be invested in a company that's always going to be taking these kind of hits? This is not the first time that Mara does this. So I'll keep a watch to see what happens in the crypto space. But definitely Mara to me is, for me at least, off the record. I won't be trading it right now. Off the books, I don't want to trade it. It's just something that can always kind of get the hit down. So we'll see what happens. And they can also bring in more, right? I saw opportunity to bring in more. We'll see what happens. And these also have a long shelf life. So they don't need to do it now. And they can do it whenever they feel like. And with that being mentioned, got to be careful investing in Mara. We'll see what happens there. Marathon Digital planning that 250 million convertible note offering. But that's going to do it for our Sunrise Report this morning. Like always, guys, catch the news. We'll be right here with you guys every single morning on the Sunrise Report to give you guys what stocks are moving and why. And like today, what maybe to catch after the market. We'll see what happens there. Let's get to the live trading action time. You guys out there, smash the like. Let me know what stock you guys are looking to trade today, and we'll talk all about it. Let's get to the stock action. It's time to kick it off here. Live trading with Trade the Pool. What up out there, traders? How we doing? Let's get to the action. Let's see what we can come up with today, guys. We got a lot to take a look at out there. We'll be watching the stocks to see what we can trade. This morning, I was watching this PISG. It was up there to 220. And more, I'm getting to this point where instead of looking to long these pennies in the morning, I'm seeing a lot of topping action. I should have shorted that bad boy. I saw it topping around the 220s, looking for the 180 pullback. This went all the way back to 156. And the same thing could be said for the breakout in another one, a small one. There was like a TRNR this morning. I was watching the pullback around 60 cents, looking for a move to 70s. It went up there to 97 cents. So this one was an actual long capability, right? Big thing for me is when these stocks are making 1, 2, 3, 4 moves in the pre-market. That gives me a big sign that maybe they're starting to turn around. PISG, right? That's a very similar stock that was doing that, right? So you get like the first action move, you get a second action move, you get a third action move, and then at this point, what else are we going to get? Maybe the fourth move up to $2, but I don't see too much more than that. And that's just based off a theory of kind of Dow theory. You're looking into the wave theory, the motive waves. To me, this only has a 5-wave length, and at that point, you can recharge, right, and keep going. But it does show some topping action here. We'll see what else is going on now. I'm seeing this GNLN making big moves up. This thing flying up there to $10, guys. So keep your eyes on that. We'll see what happens. This stock is going straight up there to $10, guys. From where? From $3. This stock is up ridiculously, guys. So keep your eyes, because this is going to keep moving. And I could trade it this morning, right? Maybe it makes a move back to 10. It's made 1, 2, 3 attempts. A lot of times we'll get the fourth attempt, and that's the failed attempt, right? So keep your eyes to see what happens here as you keep trying to get towards that topping action at the 10. You've hit it twice. And if you draw kind of a trend line approach, you're going to see, of course, right? Nice little pullback layer. You went back above that. So that's the third, fourth time to try to break through 10. Started to fail. Now trying to reload to get back through that 10. We'll look to see if we get through that. If not, you could pull back to the 830s here. So GNLN, definitely tradable this morning, and I might get after this, man. Sometimes you get opportunities in the morning. This is one opportunity right here. I feel like it's an opportunity to the upside to 10, and then it's also an opportunity for a short above that 10. So it's just depending on how you want to trade it, right? The 9 EMA off the 934 could pull back to that layer. We just went back to 9, bounced back. Can we get all the way to 10 or maybe above 10? We'll see what happens here. GNLN going to be moving all around. And of course, Green Lane Holdings. This seems to me like a SPAC type of play that could come crashing right back down. So just be careful out there. I feel like in the long run, this will be a short. Look how this is pulling back now to the 750 areas. Just cracked 9 again. So big crack, trying to get there towards 10 and failing. Now could start to break back down through the support, which is around the 880s towards the 8. We'll be watching this one to see what we get in GNLN. All right, guys, definitely in play here. RVNC, another one that's going to be in play, already getting the lift, but I don't see this one getting off anywhere. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. What's up out there, team? How we doing? You guys ready to get things going here? Let's wake up. Let's find some great trades. It's a lot to take a look at in this market. All right, guys, what do you guys got out there? Throw it up in the chat. What's up? What's up? Day Trade Tony. What's up, man? GNLN. All right. Intent for exclusive distributor of U.S. safety strips. We'll see what happens. Looks like fentanyl detection. I mean, we'll see what happens there, man. Hope you caught it. Hey, we'll see what happens, man. It was a crazy move. 10 candles in a row. Definitely. That's what you call a little bit of a squeeze. We'll see if this one continues to run. Will it kind of get a pullback? We'll see what happens. Will Mara back up? We'll have to take a look at that, Stefan. Mustafa, what's up, man? Just shorted GNLN at 980, already covered at 915. Boom, baby. Mustafa, get it, baby. Get it. I felt like that one was, it's bound to take a pullback when you get a move like that, right? You just got to be able to be quick, right? I think this is going to, though, make an attempt to 10. Then I'll be looking to see if it starts to really break down here. I could play it right here, too, on the upside through that 10. But it's kind of like buy it, then sell it, and then short it. That's hard, right? So we'll see what happens here. I'd have to pay attention to this and completely stop trading on other times. But we'll see what else is out there, guys. TQQ is all you need. Let's take a look. TQQ at 59.40s, guys. It's going sideways right in here. Not really doing much. I do still have a swing trade on in the SQQQs, just to be fully transparent. Still got the swing trade on there. I'm at 980s on the swing. I can add more sizing. I'll be watching today to see if I step up in that sizing. All right, guys, we'll see what happens. Will we get some downside action today? I don't know, man. It's just hanging out up here. one thing's for certain. We're just hanging out, man. Slowly climbing the wall of worry. Will we fall on the wall of worry this week? What can do that? Well, all eyes will be open for, of course, Tuesday as we get PPI, then Wednesday, CPI, and then Thursday, we'll take a look at retail reports, right, to see if the consumer is slowing down. I think this is how it's going to go. PPI comes in, shebang on the downside. Then we see some leaking, right back into the worry. Then CPI comes in, rocket back up, knocks down the wall of worry. We're feeling better. Then we get on Thursday the retail report that knocks us right back down, and the chop game continues. Because what happens there? Well, inflation outlook starts looking rosy on Wednesday, and then you come in on Thursday and you get the consumer breaking down. Well, that will start bringing the recession talks back. So inflation's starting to slowly get kicked out of the headlines, and the next major word is just recession. So focus on that, team. That's what traders will be looking at. What's up out there, guys? This market is crazy. Market manipulation. Welcome to the market, future day trade billionaire. It's just the way it works. It doesn't move with logic. That's why all those people and talking heads on CNBC and going on there talking about things, the truth is nobody knows, man. There's a really famous, well, not really famous, well, I would say underrated Jimi Hendrix song. And it's what? Who knows, right? Because nobody knows. That's the truth. That's how the song goes. Who knows? Nobody knows, right? They're all just talking heads out there. Be careful out there, team. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, we're going to keep taking a look into the market. GNLN, how did that one go? Did we get the run to 10? There it is, now 970s, 980s. I'm looking for a little bit of some blow-off top action here. Not the head and shoulders, Tony. I can see what you're seeing. That'd be like a topping right here. So that'd be like the 990s, makes the right-hand shoulder, then cracks. I'm looking for the blow-off top type. So one attempt to break out, two attempts to break out. You're going to get a third high here and then a little pullback off the 10. Then I'll look for that to fail at the 1020s and really start to come down. Here's that right shoulder. If you're looking for the head and shoulders opportunity, day trade with Tony. And I can't blame you for taking a look at that. Of course, this is on the 1 minute. I'd be looking more on the 15 or 5 to start seeing a double topping action. So you can see on the 5, you've got an up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. So this could continue on the 5 minute. Has to stop at the 1028 to start showing me some slowdown. But there it is, $10 right back to it, guys. So this is kind of the trade that I wanted to do, which was a 9 EMA back to 10. See the 10 pop off and then look to short it afterwards. But there it is, 1025, nice little pop off there. Going towards now the 1050s, so there's room for this to run. I'm not going to short it until it starts to show some weakness, but definitely getting a nice little move there. It wouldn't have been a nice little kind of run to just jump on it really quickly. And it's kind of hard, you know, sometimes to just keep trading these in the morning and not look around the market to see what other opportunities are out there. But there he is, guys. There's that kind of blow off top. It got all the way to 1064. So if you were trying to short that first move, you probably got just runned over. And that's the hard part there. So now look at this. Smackdown back towards the 963. So now I'm looking for like 1025s to get short on this. We'll see if we're able to get it. I just need a little bit of some bounce action here to get short. We'll see if we're able to get it here. Look at that turn down really quickly back towards the 920s. I'm going to put out $10. I don't even expect that to get hit. So let's see if it can come back here and we start to get maybe some short on GNLN. Come back to 10. Come get me. 1025, 1040s. I'll definitely add there. So let me go ahead and put 1030s here for an add. Trying to get short here towards the 1050s. All right, so I got some orders out there. Just needed to come back here, and then I'll start to get short on this GNLN. They're out there, team. Let's see if I'm able to take this one down and get after it. All right, guys, let's keep going. Let's see what else we can find today. Going to get excited to go ahead and maybe tackle this one down. Let's do it, team. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll throw this up so that you guys can keep an eye on it. That's actually coming back to that 1060. Come back a little bit further, 1090s even. I'll start jumping into it. Got the setup there for it, guys. Need to start seeing this kind of get back there towards the 1030s, 1050s. I have it out there. We'll see if we're able to get it. 1050s, 1060s on the offer. 930s now. I don't know if it'll get back to that 990s, man. I might have missed the opportunity there as it went fast through that level. I'm not going to go to the 1 because I'm trying my best not to even look at the 1 minute. So 15 minute, you can see that double top at that 1050s. Could come right back to that 1050. So you got to keep that in mind. That's why I'm not overreacting and trying to jump too much here. We'll see what happens. Just to kind of at least have one more chart in the pre-market here. I'll show you guys the 5 minute as it starts to come back down. 950s, 930s. Definitely not getting the bounce right now. We'll look to see what happens there in GNLN. Man, that was a quick little takedown. Quick little takedown after that blow off top. All right, we'll look to see if we come back and it starts to give me some entries. I'm canceling for right now. I just need to see this start to come back up. Then I can start taking some more shares in this and actually getting after it. Not a bad one there. Just shorted again at 1038. And this is not a bad one, Mustafa, to get after it. Wish you the best. Looking for this to pop back into the 10s, and then definitely I'll jump in there short too. But let's see what happens here. GNLN, not a bad one this morning. Moving all around, up 282.4%. Can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it? And a lot of these SPACs and kind of holdings companies, oh man, they don't usually last out. We'll see what happens out there. Just broke the 10. Let's go. All right, guys, let's get after it. Let's see what we can do. Would you move to the 5 minutes for entry and exit in the future? So really what I'm trying to do is stick to the 15 and the hourly. I don't even want to use the 5 minutes or the 1 minute. The only time I feel like those work, and they work a little bit more, is for the smaller names. The smaller names, they move so fast that you need a quicker chart. You need to be watching the micro moves, the moves that are inside of the moves. So in 15 minutes, right, what is there going to be? There's going to be 3 5-minute candles or 15 1-minute candles. So sometimes you're going to actually have to see that on the fast movers. If you're looking to trade and the timing of the trade is going to be about, let's say, 15, 30 minutes long, you're looking to hold for that long, then those charts make sense. But if you're only looking to hold the stock for like a minute or two, well, then the minute chart does make sense. So I think this is what you need to be thinking about future day trade. We'll see what happens out there. All right, guys, still seeing the pop there. It got there towards 980s, didn't get back into the 10. We'll see what happens on this GNLN. Going to give it the chance to pop back into that 10. And really, that's what I'm looking for. Pop back into the 10. Then I can start coming after you. GNLN. We'll find out, guys. Don't want to chase here. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking at you guys talking. All of a sudden, it's back at 1050, 1075. And I'm just getting the squeeze. It could cut down right through 9. And when it cuts down through 9, this could easily come right back down. So I think this is going to chomp all around before the bell. Keep your eyes out, guys. It's 9:05. We'll see what happens in GNLN. And also, to keep in mind, there's other ones that are moving out there, right? PISG was one that was at the 155, close to $2. Now has pulled back. Will this reload at 150? We'll wait and find out. All right, guys, looking around, guys. Clorox is one that I mentioned on Friday, looking for this to get the lift. It does have ex-dividend tomorrow. So that just gives you guys the outlook of how maybe Clorox gets the lift today. We'll wait and find out on that. Of course, there's a lot of earnings stocks and kind of different stocks to talk about there. Monday.com getting that lift there. 250 showing up there. Software application name. This could help Asana get a little lift today. But honestly, I'm so against Asana. I don't know why the heck I didn't short that thing when it came out and lifted off there towards 140. Because I've always felt like this product was just, it's just like a reach out there. You don't need Asana. I think you kind of need a little bit more Monday, but still, These are reaches, guys. They're software, and they can always take a big hit on the downside. We'll see what happens there. Monday, not a bad push. We'll wait to see how this reacts. All right, guys, taking a look around to see what will happen in technology. Of course, NVIDIA was up there towards 106. That was dragging the market on Friday. Wasn't making the move. Wasn't making a breakout or a breakdown. Remember, guys, I tried to short this thing 2 or 3 times in the kind of the 107 range and was not able to get fills. Now we might actually come back and test that 108 area. So got to keep our eyes to see what happens towards 108. It could go above that, then break down. So right now, not feeling bearish until the market tells me that, hey, yeah, we're going right back to the breaking down stage. All right, GNLN, let's go back to that one. Did it ever come back into the 10? No, it did not. It rejected the move, 980s, now back towards the 925s, and could keep breaking down now. Now you could look at maybe like 975s being like kind of resistance. We'll see if it goes back to that layer and gives me a chance in the 10s. I'm going to wait for it because I'm just looking for a quick pop and short like we got here. But I was waiting for that because right here could still kept going. Now we've had like kind of the blow-offs. 1, 2, 3. And that 4th move here really told me that, yeah, I'm ready to break down. Now I'm just looking for one type of pop to look like it wants to break out. And yeah, I'll short it. We'll see what happens there, guys. That'd be closer towards the 10. Look like it wants to go back to the 1050s. Short here through 9 doesn't look bad either. The only thing is you got to understand that it could go right back to that 1020s. That's about 90 cents higher. So understanding that, I think it's important here. Maybe it's about risking $1 here, looking for a potential move that's like $2 or $3 down. Something to think about. We'll see what happens there. Let's go to Starbucks. Starbucks with, of course, Starboard jumping on here and giving kind of some comments there. I don't think this is going to change things up for Starbucks. Overall, Starbucks has been on the real struggle. If you take a look at the monthly chart, this thing's starting to lose its kind of like its grip on investors. Investors have loved Starbucks for a long time. But now that their China business continues to struggle, and of course, Starbucks has big exposure to China, I think this is what you need to look out for. But the monthlies are right off of each other right now. So is there some bets off this 75 and 76 range? Yes. But of course, we'll get retail sales on Thursday, and Thursday could make this come right back down. So maybe it's a run for now until Thursday. That doesn't look bad either. So maybe it's just a play to the upside for the time being. And then eventually as retails comes in, maybe on Wednesday, it starts to take the big hit on the downside. All right, Amazon, Microsoft, Starbucks, maybe Hood, but not liking any. Hood did get an uplift there. They got an upgrade. I don't feel this is a real buy for Robinhood here. Robinhood was a buy at underneath 10. That's where I think Robinhood was a buy for investors. Now I think it's just going to be all dependent on what happens in the Bitcoin situation also, because it is running with Bitcoin. So I'd keep an eye on some of those names. Clean Spark down to 1130s. Mara with, of course, the offering mentioned doesn't look great. It is dropping here in the pre-market. We'll look to see if it can continue to drop and keep going lower. It's down to 1635 and closed towards 17. So keep your eyes on that to see what happens in the Bitcoin situation. It's definitely going to be something to look out for. All right, shot. Getting a nice little move. Safety shot above the $1. We'll look to see if it holds the $1. If I went for a scalp opportunity on this is what I would be doing. It'd be about like the 99 to the 95s, somewhere in that range. Looking for it to go back to 115s. We'll look to see what happens in shot. Looks like we got some news. Day Trade Tony's bringing in here. Looks like shares are trading higher after the company announced new findings from a recent clinical trial conducted at the Center of Applied Health Sciences. Hey, let's see if we can get after this, see if we can make some money off of this report here. Safety shot. This thing likes to just shoot up real quickly, but not keep going. So that's the one thing that I would put on the alert. I see a lot of quick little pops and drops on safety shot. But hey, there's your pop. We'll look to see if it holds. All right, let's keep getting after it. TRNR is definitely one to keep a watch on, guys. I saw this one make its way almost to $1. Now is pulling back, so giving the opportunity to try to catch the pullback for another lift towards $1. I'd be looking for a pullback towards 70 cents and then watching this go back to the upside. This one's on my radar today for sure. I was looking at it in the morning. Going to look for a pullback back towards this layer, maybe even 62, and then it starts to work back to the upside. So, hey, not a bad one to keep an eye out, especially above 77 cents. All right, we'll see what happens on that one. Definitely names to keep an eye out today will also be in the regional bank action. Look how this has flipped, though, since 8 o'clock. It was at 1780s, now going back to 17, pulling back there. KRE, I know, is going to get also that lift off of this. We'll see if these can continue the lift. But I definitely wouldn't be betting too much against financials this morning as this mention comes in. I think they're going to get a little bit of a push here. We'll see what happens. Steph, GNLN going back up. I don't know, man, but we'll see. Let's take a look at the action there. GNLN. It's just chomping all around, trying to get back there towards the 10. We'll look to see if it ever gets there. Went to 967, 962 now going. Let's see what happens here. Can we get back there towards the 10? I'm looking for that last blow-off attempt here. And I don't want to shoot it on the green side of the candle. I want to shoot it when it goes red to the candle. So that's the hard part here. It's going to go green, and it'll probably go green, 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 green. And then I'm looking to see if it flips to the red side. Be careful out there, guys. Definitely seeing some volume kind of load up here. Trying to get in there. You can see the volume down here. There's about 4,000 that went through at 41, 5,000 at 57. So where are they playing off? To me, the 950s. So look to see if the 950s get washed out for the bulls to get washed out. If not, we'll be looking to see if it gets back there through 10. That's the next layer where I think you'll start to see some profit take. And that's when I'm also starting to see the blow off top, when that profit taking comes in. All right, guys, let's keep getting after it. I'm seeing multiple of you guys out there, even on Facebook. What's up, Jem Long? I saw you hit the like. Keep it going, guys. I see you guys out there on Twitter, also on X. Are you guys tuning in on Trump and Elon tonight? What will happen with that? I talked about how Tesla was setting up for a run above 200. It's at that 200 mark already, and that was on Friday. So now you're right there at that 200. Now it's set up here for a little bit of a push here towards the 220s. I think you might get a little bit of a pop here. And then, of course, overnight, you might actually drop right back down. I think a lot of traders are going to be maybe looking at Tesla today. Of course, with the Trump mentions and things like that, will Trump step up to the plate and say that he's going to support electric vehicles, but only like Tesla that do it the right way? I don't know, man. This is going to be interesting. It could also affect Ford and GM on the negative side. So Ford and GM investors are on edge. Why? Because if Trump just says, well, I'm going hands fist with Elon and saying, forget Ford, forget GM, we're going Tesla, baby. Tesla. Find out today, guys. We'll see what happens. All right, short at 1088, cover at 1020s. Mustafa, get after it, man. Keep doing it. Rinse and repeat, man. Use those profits, too. That's another thing. Playing with the house's money, there's nothing like it. It can truly give you confidence to take a little bit more. But also remembering to keep paying yourself, Mustafa. Remember that the check is coming, baby. The check is coming. It's only, though, if we keep to the rules and keep to the weekly goals. What's going to be the weekly goal this week? Let's set this up, guys. Let's make what we're going to do. Let's do $1,000 this week. $1,000 a week is not a bad goal, right? Over time, that's going to be what? Not a bad 52,000, right? I mean, I don't think we'll be mad about that, right? 52 weeks, let's make 52 grand, right? So let's see if we can go ahead and keep pushing that, make another $1,000 this week and see what we can come up with. GNLN will definitely be the top watch out there, as a lot of traders will be keeping their close eye on that stock. We'll look to see if we get some more action here. It's 9:16. Keeping a close eye on there. There's GNLN. There's the pop, guys. There's the pop. There's the blow off top look here. All right, guys, I'm trying to get some here already. I'm just trying to get some up towards the 30s here. All right, guys, trying to get some short here. Just got some short there. 50 shares there at 1030s, guys. Short at 1030 here. Going to probably look to add if I can get some up there back into the 1060. Let's do 1060. Yeah, 1060 seems perfect. If it blows off through 11, then that's when I start to manage a little bit more and just maybe get out at 11. But right now, looking to increase here, not decrease. Looking to increase at the right spot, though. 1016, 1013 starting to break down here, guys. This is towards the bell. We'll see what happens. Already taking the trade here, guys. So let's see what we can come up with. Not looking too bad right now. Just trying to move this a little bit here so that you guys can see the trade here. There you guys see it. Short there at the 1030 spot there. About to step up to the plate if it starts to really break down through the 10, back down. Looks pretty good here. I just don't want to step up at 1013s and then all of a sudden it's back to 1060s. So there's the cut down back through the 9 there. That looks good now. Now that we're cutting through 10, going to look for a move here towards 1050s and then a rejection back down. I'm going to do 1040s on this increase here. And I'm going to up move that other limit towards like 11. So I just put one there at 1040s and 11 here, guys. Getting after it, trying to tackle this stock here in GNLN. Moved it up to 1050s to give myself a little bit just in case we get the 1060s outlook on the offer. But on the bid, I'm looking for it to be at like 1040s. Putting 47s out there as we're in the 1020s right now. It's only 50 shares here, so I'm trying to add into it and build it up here. We'll see what happens in GNLN. There you go, Mustafa. Did it get to the 1088? I think it didn't, but he got close there, my friend. It wouldn't have been a bad one back down to the 1020s. We'll see what happens here. Like always, guys, be careful. This one is moving fast. Gonna move all over the place here. Money Mitch getting after it today. All right, nice rejection there of 10 here, guys. So now I'm starting to try to maybe add here towards the 10. I would love to get some more here. All right, guys, I'm going to step up to the plate here, guys. I'm going to already start to look to add some here in GNLN. Let's see if I can get some add there. I got 10s out here, guys. 10 out here. I just put it up a little bit above 10. Just looking for the little pop back into the 10s and to get that fill. Not looking for it to get back through that 1025, 1026 now. Still got the order short in the 1050s here. But just got to be careful here as we start to get to stocks that work its way back. And could get a little bounce here back above the 10s. I'm putting the 1022 out there. Trying to get some fills here above 10 here. All right, guys, just got one more ad there. Now I have 100 shares, 1027. So I'm really liking that. Now I need to put like the last ads up here towards like 1060s and the highs. Just in case I get a push, I'm filling in near the top of the range. So there you guys have it. I got 100 shares at 1020. I still want more, but I'm trying to add it slowly here. There's 10 starting to break back down. So I'm feeling confident that we might not even get back up there. So I'm going to step up to the plate, especially towards the open here, which is going to happen in about 10 minutes. This could already be broken down. That's what I'm kind of looking for here. Trying to be patient here, trying to work it. All right, now we shouldn't see that kind of blow off top go through this level. So I can see here the trend line. It could wick here 1050s. It shouldn't really close back above the 1080s. So that's definitely like kind of the pop off look here. Let's see if we get a push there towards the 1040s. I got another ad there in the 1040s right now. Looking to continue adding on this, but it could just break back below the 975s. I'm going to look for that pop, and then really when it breaks back through 10, that's when I'm going to start sizing up towards the bigger sizing for the big win here. There's that break towards the upside, looking for that continuation. Let's see if it stops right there at the 1040s, fills me. No fill there. I actually like that there's no fill there. Now I'm trying to short at 10 big. I just put 200 out there. There we go. Now I got 300, guys. Just got some more fills there. So stepping up to the plate. Now I got 300 shares at 10. Above 10s, I'm going to add some more here, guys. 1040s. 1040s is where I got the ad out there. I'm going to put 1060s. Another 50 shares up there. I got some at 1040s and 1040s, 1070s to add another 50 and 50. There's the breakdown back to the 970s here. Looking for this to really break down here. I could take 100 off right now, but I'm really looking for this to really break down back towards like 9 or 8. So I'm taking a bigger swing here, trying to grab it, guys. Trying to slowly size into it on the short side of things. If you guys think this is long, well, take the long. I won't be mad at you guys. At the end of the day, guys, you guys are here to make money. Go get after it and make that money. All right, 1010 is my average now with 300 shares. So got to be careful, of course, but let's keep getting after it here. All right, for right now, I'm pulling my orders up there towards the top end of the range, actually above the range for right now. Why? Because I don't want to be just sitting there and just giving the algos the opportunity to scout me off and push it higher. So right now, I'm kind of like off of it. And what I'm looking for is another break towards this 970. Once I get that 970 break, I can start to add and really start to hold off this kind of 1020 area as the risk. There it is. That's what I wanted to look for. That's what we were looking for. That's that attempted breakdown. Now I'm looking for 990s and 1020s ads here. I'm trying to take a shot here, guys. Things like that is what I was looking for, that wick to 950s. That's looking good. Now I'm looking for it to try to grab some volume here and really break down. Stepping up to the plate here, trying to grab some 980s ad. Trying to add some at 980s now, guys. 980s, 990s are areas to add now for me. All right, guys, I got some orders out there. They're just sitting there. All right, pushing it up as it's not giving me those fills at 980s. Now I got the orders out there, but they're just slightly above towards my levels to see if I get some more fills towards my level here. 950s start to show up here, and then I can just start trying to jump and jump and jump and try to nail this down here. Looking good there. Where do I see the volume out there? Well, I see the kind of right now 2,000 shares there on the sell, 966. Looking at the level 2s, I don't see too much of a wall on the bid side. So that's actually good there that we could see that downside action in. Of course, always got to be careful for those big pumps right back here. So this is where I pull the limits up. And as the bounce comes, I'm going to try to get some fill. But I have the limits back there towards the 1050s and the 1080s, not the 9s. That would have got hit right there. The 980s would have got hit. All right, going to see if we get a pop to 10 here. If it doesn't pop to 10 or get above that 10, then really got to just start hammering for the breakdown here right before the open. All right, guys, up about 86 here. We'll see what happens on that one. Not looking too bad. Getting after it. Qualcomm looks weak, says Par. All right, well, that's one to look for to show downside in the Qs. So we'll look to see if we get that downside in the Qs. There's a rejection from the 990s here. Now it's kind of like the time to see that breakdown really happen here. Now it's time to either step up or forget about it, man. So I'm going to step up here. I just put out the 970s there, trying to get another ad here, another 50 shares here. We'll look to see if we get it. No fills there on that. Now down to the 940s, looking great here, guys, as we start to break down. I'm canceling my limit ads. I'm looking for this to break down here. I'm at 176. Going to go ahead and take some profits here in just a second here. Let's go ahead and let's try to take some off at 9. Let's do 925 here. 925 doesn't look bad for a little bit of some profit take. The support is at 916, guys, so got to be careful for a move to 916, $9 here. And then it actually holds that move. So I'm looking to take some profits into the move down towards the 920s here. Let's see if we're able to take some here before it starts to work its way back. Looking for a little bit of a move back towards support. $9 being that big support on the 15. So let's see if we can get one more cut down back here in, below the 950s. Come on, come on, come on. There's 40s. 45s on the bid, 40s on the bid there. 925s out for me, guys. 948s, 948s by 945. Come on, one more hit down. Let's go, let's go. Just pulled it off of that layer, not to sit there on that 950s. Looking for a hit down there towards the 9s. Let's go. Q's dropping fast here, guys. So that's actually looking good there for my SQQQ swing. We'll look to see if the market just takes a downturn right before the market here and then just starts to wash out. That's what I'm seeing right now at overall market action. All right, guys, trying to pay myself here, not getting the cut down in below the 940s. So looking for one more cut down. I got 936 out. 936. Just cut the 940s for me. We're going back up through that 975 there, guys. Not what I wanted to see. Starting to reclaim the 9. Definitely didn't want to see this as it's back up there towards the 985s. Was close to taking some profits there. Just didn't break down towards the support. Maybe got a little bit greedy there. Hey, it happens. I was looking for that cut down through that 940s towards the support of the 920s there. It's back towards 10. Got to be careful here as it could squeeze above this 10. We'll see what happens here. Definitely the squeeze is available to it there. There's 10.05. I'll look to see if it rejects here. I could add here, but that's just asking for it. Another thing is here is maybe just a cover at 10.10 and then reload if it blows up above it. But just going to look for the final breakdown here. A rejection of that 10.10 below towards the 940s. Only got 300 shares. Could go bigger too and just kind of size up here. But I'm just looking for the real breakdown here back to 9. And that could get the nice big win to start the day. There's 965s, 950s. Let's just see if this breaks down towards the 925 here. Gives me that kind of first move here. I'll put 928 out if I start to see that cut down. There's 948s available, 935s available. I just put out the 28s there. And look at that move, guys. Holy moly. It hits the 35, and it's back up there at 10 in just an instant there. It's 930. Be careful out there, guys. Boom. Just took some profits there. Was able to take some profits there on the first downside action move. It went to the 911s there. Now I got to go ahead and set a stop here just in case it comes back to 10. I'm setting a stop there. I'm stopped in at like 995, something like that here. So got to be careful there. Gonna go ahead and risk a little bit here. All right, guys, risking a little bit towards the 916s, just in case, or the 1016s, just in case I get this continued downside breakdown here. And I just want the last little piece to stay on there. There's 915s looking good. If it breaks 9, this could really let go. So I'm just trying to hang on here for the breakdown of the 9. Let's see if we get it there. There's 925, 930s, guys. We're towards the bell. Taking some money, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, and I agree with you, Mustafa. It's definitely dangerous when you get towards the bell there, that it could just spike through. So you got to be careful with that. Did not like the action there too much, but was able to make some money. Let's go, team. Let's go. The market's open. Be careful out there. All right, guys. 920 showing up here. 906 there. Now we're looking good here. All right, guys, trying to take some more out towards the 911s. Ooh, tried to get some out there. Did not get the fill there, guys. It's back to the 960s here. Chomping all around here, guys. I do see the market moving all around. I see the Qs moving down here towards the 451s. All right, now back into the 920s. Looking for that breakdown through the 9s there. 941 showing up there. Can we break down through the 9 here? 920s. Looking for a cut down into the 8s here, guys. I got 875s out. I got 50 shares at 875 out. 911 starting to show up. 907s here. And look how it quickly goes back into that. All right, I'm putting down to 840s here. Put out 75 shares on this first cut down. I'm trying to take some profits here, guys. Ooh, didn't get the 906 there. I was trying to get it, guys. I just put it out there at the 908s. No fill there. Now back to 917. It's chomping all around. Got to be careful for this thing to come right back up. It's getting the volume. So you got to be careful for the move right back up. There it is. Ooh, it just blew through so much volume and it got recollected there, guys. Be careful. This looks like it's coming back here. Man, that was... I'm surprised I didn't get the fill there. I tried, guys. I tried. There was so much volume that blew through it there. There's definitely some dark pulling into the 9s. So as soon as it gets into the 9s, it just starts on this like instant fill. I have a feeling this is going to ramp back, man. I'm a little annoyed because I wanted to take some profits there into the 9s. That 9 cut down, I had the order out there just sitting at the 870s. Look at that thing go. Look at that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's dark pool manipulation right there, guys. That is dark pool manipulation right there. Look at this. Look at this. This is ridiculous, man. Dude, that was so annoying. That was such dark pool manipulation off of that. I had put my order out there too on the offer there. No fill, and it just goes back to that 975. Why? Because they're filling up that dark pool order and they're choosing to route all the volume towards that order versus route it to my retail order, right? There you guys have it. That's clearly how the big money wins there and shoots it down on the little money, because it could have broken down that 9 and gone to 8 there. What happened? There was like this infinite bid that got filled at 9. It came back to the 10 and then got filled again there on the blow off top where it went to 1030s. So it stops out all the little traders. And then now that trader's making the big money shorting this thing. That right there is what you call market manipulation. For those that talk about market manipulation, well, there you guys have it. That's it right there, man. Wow. What a move there, man. Oh, man. It would have been nice to have that 150 shares now towards 840s, 830s, guys. I would have had a nice little $500 winner there in GNLN. That's frustrating on that little blow-off pop. I got stopped out at 1016. It went to 1040s, though. I wasn't going to let it go to that 1040s anyways. A lot of stops got triggered on that. I know that you're probably looking at your account just like I am right now, frustrated on that GNLN. Both ways. If you went long there and then you got stopped out on the down move, You're frustrated too, man. Smash the like, guys. What a day to start it off with GNLN. Crazy, crazy move there, man. Oh, man. I should have definitely been able to take some more than 134. We were up 300 multiple times. So definitely not the best execution on the profit side of things. But I went to go take it right there at the 875s. I would have been able to take another like 150 and still holding 75 shares. So now it's at 830s. I would still be holding. I think this thing could come back down to 6 or 7. So it's just tough now. Now to get in it, I'm just jumping and chasing. And I hate to chase, guys. So GNLN, you're done to me. But man, what a move this morning. What manipulation, though, on that candle, man. Crazy, crazy. All right, guys, let's get off of this stock. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. She's dead to me. All right, PISG, let's go elsewhere, guys. PISG getting that lift off that 140, starting to turn around, trying to get back there towards the $2 spot. We'll look to see what happens on this one. Not a bad one. TRNR is one that I'm watching to see if it can hold the 63 and start making its way back here towards the move back there towards 85 cents and 90 cents. I don't want to buy something right now that's on the weak side of things, but just kind of mentioning it as something I'm looking for. All right, overall market talk now. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Let's see how the market's doing here. Right out the open, I got energy and basic materials leading, technology in third place here. Basic materials leading in where? Gold, baby, gold. And who was talking about GOLD off the 17s last week? You know your boy Money Mitch here was talking about that. And now look at the trade. I was looking for this to come back, fill the gap towards 18, and then maybe take 19 and 20s on the move back. Now we're making that move. This tells me that we could get our down day in the market today. So I'm watching to see the SQQQs really take off today. We'll see what happens on that, if they can take off, or success is another way to maybe play this. So I'm going to be looking at these plays. Maybe success is the way I play it, because I do have the SQQQ in other stocks here. So I'm going to play it with this right here. This is my play right now, guys. Success. All right, guys, let me go ahead and try to buy 100 shares here. Trying to grab some here on the pullback. All right, guys, just bought some there. Got some there at the 28s. Looking to add on this, but right now the risk is about 30 cents towards the 29. Just got the starter there. Going to look for this to start coming back on the hourly. The hourly really is what I'm looking at. Hourly says I shouldn't break back through the 29s now, and it could start to reverse back to 30.50s. So big outlook to the upside, just need to be smart. Now I want to see this start to reverse back out, and there's the 29.40s. Now give me one more attempt. Make me an inverse head and shoulders towards 29.20s and 29.15s. That's where I can add some more. It's starting to work already. So 29.15s, I'm going to put an order to add there just in case I get quick downside action here. And I do want to add to this thing and go big. Let's see what happens today. On a little bit of a pullback here, I'll look to fill on that, and then looking for this to come right back up to the upside here. Long success. This is a downside look into the market. We'll see what happens if technology can go red. So right now I'm seeing energy lead, basic materials. AG is another one to maybe look at in the silver game. If I wanted to take a look into silver, this is one that I'd be watching today. Not a bad area to look at here. Industrial metals and minerals. Coal is another one that I'll be looking at to see if it starts to make an up move or not. Energy is important to take a look at that. XLE, how's that trading right now? Up there towards 90.28. So we'll look to see if we have an up move in oil today. Success. Starting to hold this 29.40s, and I'm seeing the SPY make a down move there. We'll look to see if it actually starts to break down on the day today. Success, not a bad one there. The 29.47s now starting to rise towards the 29.50s. Still looking for that downside action move where it comes back here towards like 29.34s, but look at this 15-minute candle and how it's starting to recover that. That's a good outlook. Now I just need to start breaking the trend line. So get out of the bearish pattern, right? So this is the bearish pattern right there. Now I needed to start getting out of the bearish pattern, starting to show me the bullish pattern, right? And the move towards the resistance is going to be what? Well, it could come right back here towards this prior support or resistance right here, which is 30.67. So that's not too bad. We're at 29.50s. We're looking at about a buck higher. So this is definitely the play for me right now. Now it starts to get towards the 29.60s. Definite move back towards 29. I'm adding. If not, I'm just letting this work. I can go elsewhere now and just let it continue to work. We'll see what else is making a move in the market, and what else I can go maybe shorting if Success is doing well, right? So I can go take a look at to see different names like NVIDIA at 108. You guys know I've been trying to get this NVIDIA short. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, just shorted NVIDIA a little bit there, guys. Just tried to get a little bit there. 30 shares, nothing crazy, something that I can manage, even though it got above that 108. This is where I wanted to short around that 108. Now I can go ahead and set up my trade and look elsewhere to see if things start to really break down here. So what is the out? For me, it's above 109. So I'm already going to set it there. 109.20s, $50 risk. Set and forget it. Let's go. Let's go. Success. Let's work. Let's make some money. I'm feeling it today, guys. Let's roll. Let's roll. Qualcomm on the downside, 158.40s. All right. So what else can I get short out here? So let's start taking a look. Let's see what sets up here. What makes sense? Micron bounced back. It wasn't the biggest bounce back, but I'm looking for things that are bounce back in tech that could keep on the downside. Meta, one of those. Perfect one. Let's go looking at that one. Already breaking down big. So this one's going to be a little bit harder because it's already on the breakdown. So the only way I can come after Meta is if it comes back here for this 516. 516, I'll look at it for short on Meta. Looking elsewhere. What else we got, guys? SQQQ, we'll look to see if that takes off there. 970s now. Gonna go add to my swing, guys. So I'm gonna go add to my swing here. Let's go get to it. Let's see it. SQQQ long 980s. Okay, there we go. Let's add to it another 100 shares here. All right, guys, just adding to there. Now I got 979, 550s, looking for this to get into the 10s later today and taking some good profits in this. And of course, 550 is pretty long here on the swing trade account. Could also take a look at a swing on different stocks, like maybe a short on SMH. That could be like kind of a longer term kind of play here for a pullback in the market. We'll see what happens there. Not a bad one to kind of watch. All right, keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see what goes red now. Remember what was green? There was only two sectors in the green, energy and basic materials. I was looking to see if technology would go red. It just went red. Financial services just went red. Utilities went red. Defensives are now red. Everything red except basic materials and energy. And basic materials is hanging on by a thread. So that's what I'd be watching to see the downside continue. Starbucks, what's up with that one? That's actually making an up move right now. So if you're looking for one that's making a against the market move, it's Starbucks right now. All right, guys, what's up out there, guys? How we doing? All right, what's up? What's up, man? Dane, it was a hard one out there, man. That GNLN, I don't even want to look at it again. It's the 825s, man. That thing got down to 769. Oh, man, I should have been able to hold on that one. Hey, it's how it goes sometimes, guys. We'll see what happens out there. SQQQ, will we continue to see the lift here? Let's keep trading out there, guys. Let's see what we can come up with. All right, NVIDIA looking interesting there. It is back at the 107, so that's actually looking pretty decent there. I'm just looking around to see what else I can trade. All right, technology, downside. I'm looking for things that are starting to break and already going towards the red. AVGO. AVGO down big here, guys, down to the 147. That tells me to maybe look at other ones in this space, right? And what space is that? That's going to be your semiconductor equipment stocks. So let's start taking a look at some of those to see if there's anything that makes sense on the short side that we're maybe catching a leader to laggard move. So AMAT, right? AMAT could be one to short here. It just cut down through that 193. So I can definitely see that cut down off that 193. Let's see if we go back to 193 and then I can short off that 193. Yeah, that 193 makes complete sense on AMAT. So if this could come back just a little bit here towards the 193s, I'll definitely get short here. Look at that SOXS, guys, almost up 100 now. It's at 30.13. So that SOXS was a great entry. I never got the ads on that. If I got an ad, it would be 200 and I'd be up about 200. So can't be mad about that. Let's keep getting it, guys. Let's get that money. Let's go. I'm feeling it today, guys. I'm feeling it. AMAT coming down to that 192s. I just need to pop back to VWAP. I don't want to chase 192 because I would have to go like 20 shares there and then add 20 shares at like 193 and then look for the 100 share ad for the takedown back through 192. So if it doesn't come back to 193, I'm okay with that, right? It doesn't have to come back to 193. It's just more, that's where the entry makes sense for me. I could enter on the support and chase, which is this 192 entry. And there it is, already starting to drop fast there, guys, in the semiconductor equipment space. So SMH still also makes sense for quick shorts. We'll see what happens on that one. But definitely, I can see some of these names already dropping fast. NXPI, Qualcomm, really weak. Intel, really weak. AVGO, on semiconductor. Micron just starting to go into the red. So names like that I can maybe look at to see if there's any of them that make sense. The Skyworks solution doesn't look too bad. I don't trade Skyworks solution often, but hey, if the chart says it, the chart says it, man. So the big thing is for this to come back into this space and then see that short around the 104s to 103s. So maybe this gets one more lift and then really starts to break down. We'll see if we can do that. Skyworks, give me that push towards 103s, 103.25s, and then I could see this cutting back towards the 101. The big thing with this is this 20-cent spread, so just be careful with that. All right, seeing some weakness around there. Basic materials almost going to the red now. Nice little lift off there in SOXS. Skyworks keeps rejecting this 102 spot here. Just looking for one more push up into the space where it's like at that 103s or 104s, and then I can really get short on Skyworks. I'm going to let it work here. SOX is just working really well for me, so I don't got to go too much into different names if that's going to just continue to lift off here. The next spot for that is 3050s and 3060s. I have to almost pay myself there because the truth is that it's going to be already a nice profit on the day, right? And sometimes you just got to take the money and run. This could keep running, but it could also pull back really quickly back towards 29.75s and 29.50s here. So just thinking about maybe taking the money and getting out of here. Probably just going to take the money and run if it gets to that level. So looking for another little spike above towards like the 30.40s, 30.50s, and can take the money and run. Here's 30.20s. Let's go. 30.20s, 30. Let's see if we get to the 30.30s. We got into a high of 30.31 here. Looking for that to get taken out and going into the 40s and 50s. That's where I'm going to take the profit and run. Let's see what happens here. Now it's already pulling back, so we could get that pullback right back towards the 2030s. So just be careful out there, team. There's going to be fast moves in SOXS. I always try to get towards the bottom end of the range, looking for a reversal type of day where it just keeps running. I've seen SOXS do this, but there's always quick sweeps back. So just remember that the stock loves to do that. Tries to reload, right? NVIDIA got close to that 107.50, so back above the 108s. I don't mind still getting after NVIDIA. There you go. NVIDIA coming back here. Let's look at the 15-minute chart here. NVIDIA, let's keep it on the 15. Keep it smart here. I got the resistance right above here towards 108.50s. So 108.50s in play here for it to come back. Going to probably look to add another probably 30 or probably 20 shares there. Market slowing down a little bit. You're going to see maybe potential bounces here. That like kind of one more move type of move here. I'm actually holding off on the ad on NVIDIA. I'm going to go looking at that Skyworks because I feel like that one's not a bad one there. Did get towards the 102.89. Just trying to be patient here, guys. Patience is what pays sometimes. SQQQ is trying to get above that 977 to break towards the 10. Hasn't happened yet. SOXS pulling back here. They get to the 31s, but no continuation after that 31. Looking at the 5-minute to see if we hold the VWAP move, and it just keeps working here. Skyworks starting to break down there, so it doesn't look too bad to see that start to break. Could also take a look at the banks to see if those are starting to really kind of break down, and look at JPM. Quick breakdown there, guys. XLF down to the 42.20s here and starting to break down further. Wells Fargo, KRE even pulling back. This is the one that I think could get the bounce on a day like today with Key doing really well. But look at Key Corp down to the 1650s. It definitely pulled back. This one might get a little bit of a bounce though. I'm not betting too much against financials today just because of the news that happened there. But hey, that's how they can do it. They can just wash you out on that. Goldman Sachs down to 485 now. So definitely seeing some of the weakness in the bigger banks. Citi, of course, is one of my most hated. But we'll see what else is out there, guys. Can't even place a trade. The issue is being repeated very often. What issue? What issue? Yeah, as in, I would reach out to our customer service. Making sure you're reaching out and getting answers is very important. You can also reach out in our Discord. We do have a Discord that you guys can maybe reach out and get some answers. So check it out. How about that? Goldman sucks. Yeah, how about it, man? How about it? Definitely seeing that downside action there. Looking to see if the market's really just going to do this washout. Now NVIDIA is getting that little bounce back. This is that last little bounce before we could see that real kind of washout here. So I could add to NVIDIA, but really looking for maybe like a Skyworks 103 and then rejection on that. I want to go into different trades here. I want to get into different trades and get after it, especially like semiconductor equipment stock seems to make sense right now. AMAT was one I was just watching, right? Looking for the 193 move there. So 193 for AMAT, above that for Skyworks looks great too. So just looking for little pops here to get short on some of these names. See if I can get applied materials. I don't mind that one. Let's do 50 shares. I'll put it in 2 orders out there. 193. First order, I'll put out there just a feeler, just to try to get some short there on AMAT if it hits 193. Skyworks, same thing. Above 193s, I'll get the first starter. Then look for this to really break down here. Might have to come after it right here at the 102s, but I'm looking for that push to the upside to get failed. 103. The feelers are out there. We'll see if we get filled on the little pops up. Success holding the VWAP right now. I can jump in and add on the VWAP, but a lot of times when I've done this in the past, Success comes and it comes right back towards the 5-minute support or 15-minute support. And so right now I got to keep that in mind, right? I don't want to see that happen here. So that comes right back towards 29.10s. I do have an order out there at 29.15s to add. I'm going to cancel that for the time being. Just let this stock work here. We'll look to see if we continue that grind higher. It can go through that 30.50 now and continue going through. So I'll look for the continuation here and then looking to take profits when we start to cut down through the 9 EMA. Let's see if we can get a Bollinger Band expansion here. Where we actually start to do price action above the band like we're doing right now. So that's a nice little move here. Now I'd look to see the volume increase into the push. Let's see if we can get a nice little volume push here and then really start to get this going through that 30.31. Next spot, 30.67, 30.50s, somewhere in that range. Could take some profits. We'll see what happens, guys. Q's struggling here. Amazon going down fast, so that tells me maybe shop right back down. 30.50, blow off top there for a shop look. As it starts to come right back down. Nvidia going green on me now, guys. Starting to drop. That looks good on Nvidia. A little part of me wants to add on that Nvidia, but I'm just going to take it easy. Take it easy. All right, guys. Exposure limits have not been updated from the pre-market. So I would definitely reach out if you're having some issues on that. Mine is perfectly fine right now. I can tell you guys that right now, but it also depends if you got a max stop out. Sometimes I've been seeing, at least we're having some issues for those traders that are getting the max stop outs. So if you are, just reach out to our customer service, take a second and focus, guys. What do you think about TSM? I think TSM can continue going down. And the big thing for that is Trump doesn't want to support Taiwan. He doesn't want to support them at all. So keep that in mind, guys. I think that could get that nice fade off the VWAP. Nice little fade there. So now I wouldn't want it to get back through that 167. That's kind of the fade off the VWAP there, and it just comes down. Qualcomm would be a similar stock where I'd look to see that fade off the VWAP, and it didn't even go to it. But you saw it earlier here where it faded, went right to that dotted line, and then faded right off of that. Now it's kind of like trying to break through that next support and keep going. We'll see what happens there. SOXS now back there to that 30-30s. Got to the 30-45 spot there. So definitely getting a nice little lift there. Probably going to take some profits and run here and just look to see if this can break towards the 30-60s here. Take some profits. The pullbacks are being quick right now, and that's where I got to be a little bit careful. We'll see what happens here. If we could get continued breakdown, the Qs are just leaking and leaking. With that mention, hey, might just hold on to some of this success. Might just have to just try to let this continue to run and holding off the 9 EMA. So as long as I don't get a close, let's say below the 9 EMA right now, I'm going to stay in it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. SWKS, no fill there. Of course, no pop above the highs. Started to just come down towards that 102. So I got to go chasing if I want to go get this one. We'll see if I get after it. Let's see it. AMAT's another one that I like for that one. That type of trade. AMAT, look at that, man. That was off the VWAP 192.40s. Came down fast there. So AMAT would have worked out there. No fills on AMAT. Canceling that AMAT. That thing's going down fast. That's actually a good look there. Skyworks, the only problem is now the VWAP is like 1050s or 102.50s, but I'm nowhere near that on the bid. So I'm probably not going to be able to get an entry here. That's where it gets hard. All right, we'll see if I get a little bit of a bounce here to get a Skyworks entry. Would not mind it here. Let's see if we can get towards the 102.60s on the starter. Looking for a little bit more bounce where the bid the offer goes to like it's trying to break out 102.90s. The bid probably around that 102.60s. There's 102.47s available. Looking for a little bit more. Trying to get some right now, guys. All right, just got the starter there on Skyworks at the 59 spot here, guys. So I'm looking for above that to add now. Let's do 80. I'll do the 90 spot. All right, just throw it out there at the 102.90s for the add. Can also add into this 102.40s, but want to give it the chance for the pop fill and then come back down until I start seeing the action really coming down towards that 102. Don't want to go adding too quickly there. StockX got to 346. So that's probably the area where, yeah, if I would have taken some profits there, maybe that's not a bad one. And then just keep adding towards different positions, taking some more shorts in technology names. We'll see if the StockX actually comes back to my entry there and miss out on the $1.30, $1.20 there. It was still available to me. And I just take it right now and it's still about 70-cent gain. I'm looking for a little bit more though. All right, guys, let's keep going, guys. Even Mitch can beat Trump. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to get into that battle. Yeah, what concerns, guys? You guys that are having issues, reach out, guys, because I'm not having any issues, and that's where it gets a little frustrating. You know, I want you guys to have success. I want you guys to have a good trading day. I want, of course, us to be able to answer your questions. So reach out to our customer service team. Get your answers that you need, guys. There's StockX pulling back there, and it's going to be a little bit of a tough one to hold now. Do I just run to the profit? The 15-minute has a pullback towards like 29.50s, but it could go below that 29 here on the pullback. So just keep that in mind. We'll see what happens out there, guys. Skyworks is one that I'm going to go over to just make sure that if I do get into the 103s, I don't get too much of a squeeze there because it could easily come back up a little bit here on Skyworks. So giving myself a little room for that added fill just a little bit higher, right? We'll see if I get that added fill there in Skyworks Solutions. NVIDIA right around my entry here, guys. I think we're going to get one more ride up there on these names. So just keep your eyes open out there, guys. GLNN is just hanging out off that 843, guys. What do you guys think? I'm going to leave this one alone. Definitely. Leave it alone, Mitch. Leave it alone. PISG. There's PISG. This one looked like it wanted to get $2 back. It's back to the $2. It's just on the halt right now. Not a bad little move there for PISG. What about TRNR? That one they're going to make a move back? We'll see. That one could get to the $1 later today. We'll find out. Holding the 60 cents pretty well there. Skyworks up there towards the 103s for a second. The bid still hasn't even gotten to the 103s there. So just looking to see what happens here. Apple hanging out, guys. If you guys think this is a long kind of game, well, Apple's above VWAP. It has a chart that is still kind of bullish. It's trying to make a move, but really can't get going here. I feel like at the end of the day, they're trying to wipe out some of the shorts right now. So they're going to squeeze those shorts to see what happens here. Can you handle some of the action back? So important. All right, Yaz, drop your well, let me see what I can do for you, Yaz. Like always, man, I'm trying to trade here and trying to help you out, but at the same time, I'll have somebody trying to check in there. Like always, I'm going to check in to see how things are going. But like always, man, we're going to have some issues. I know that plenty of brokerages were having issues, whether it be Charles Schwab, whether it be Thinkorswim, whether it be whatever broker last week. There was so many of them that were having issues. So maybe it's still having some data issues out there. Let me find out for you guys. I'll start asking some questions out there. But like always, I'm focusing on the trading action. We'll see what else is making a move. All right, looking else, what else is making a move here, guys? PanW's down big there. Adobe's down 1.6. I'm seeing majority of technology down 62%. Healthcare 76% in the red. Energy is where the green is out there. Red on materials now. That's not good, guys. So like the only thing in the green right now is energy and basic materials in the last hour. In the last hour, we got some technology bounce, right? So the technology names are getting that bounce. Now you're getting that bounce back. So if you feel like this is the bullish time to play, well, this is that time also that you're getting that bounce where it could drive right back to the upside. Let's say like the TQQ. Do you go back and take out the 59.50s here? SoxL, do you take out the 31.75? Apple, do you go through that 217.50s? NVIDIA, well, you just drive through the 109s. There's the 108.60s now, right? So we'll see what happens here. This is that drive opportunity where you're going to be able to, if you're a short, get bigger. If you're a long, play those longs, right? We'll see what happens here. There you guys have it. My man Gil in the chat trying to help you guys out. Definitely send those issues to the email. We'll get it worked out, team. Gang, gang. Let's go, Chris. What you got? NVIDIA, W, just broke up. All right, we'll see what happens, Day Trade Tony. Looking for some wicked moves here where it comes down, breaks supports, breaks resistance, and then comes to the downside. We'll see what happens out there, guys. NVIDIA is, I think, going to be an ad here for me. I got to take the shot on NVIDIA here. The question is where, though. The question is where on NVIDIA. So next hourly level here is 109.49. So that's going to be the layer where I'll look at it. That 109.20s right now. So let's just put out the 109.38. That's what I'm going to add another 30 and take my shot in NVIDIA today. Let's get after it. 109.38. Orders out there, guys. Orders out. Orders out. Orders out. Let's see if it gets me. Success coming back to my entry here. Had that feeling on Success. Should have taken the gain. I'll be honest. Should have taken the gain. But now I just got to manage it and try to make another ad attempt on here. And it's, to me, I think it might even cut to 29. So I'm just going to be patient here if it cuts through. Looking for it to get that rebound look first and then getting after it. So the 15-minute candle could come right back towards the support. It's 29. Of course, the hourly lows is what we were looking to see start really holding. The hourly is like kind of this 29.19. You can get a wick there, but I wouldn't want to see a close on the hourly there, right? And this hourly is going to close at 10:30. So we got about 20 minutes left for that, a little less than 20 minutes. I'll keep an eye out for that. 109.30s there going through there for Nvidia. We'll look to see if I get my next entry there in Nvidia. It's towards that 109. I have 109.38s there on Nvidia. I'm going to look for a little bit higher and put it into the 40s here, but not much, like let's say 44s there. Just put it up a couple pennies. SWKS, definitely looking to go ahead and get an ad on this thing now. Just looking for the pop in towards the 103s. Then I can go ahead and try to get short some more of this. Looking for that one more push here. Let's see, maybe like a 103.50s and then starts to turn back down. So I'd be like about 103.40s. $103.50s out right now, just in case I get that bounce fill. Nvidia, let's go look in here. Let's see if I get that fill here. Looking to take some swings in technology to the downside today. We'll see what happens. Q's bouncing back big, back towards the 451. Will it take out the high? All right, guys, catching up with you guys in the chat. What's going on, traders? How we doing? Hanging in there? Let's keep going, guys. You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. We're here every single morning, starting up around 8:30, guys, giving you guys the playbook, the sunrise report, and what's going on in the market, and, of course, doing a little trading action. We'll keep watching to see what happens with the inflation mentions today, right? You will get some inflation mentions. The big reports start hitting the tape tomorrow. You'll get PPI, then CPI, then the retail names. So keep your eyes open, guys. There's going to be shakes all around this market today. The only question is, who's getting that money, guys? I'm green right now. Let's see if I end green. GNLN giving me that green there today, this morning, but definitely not giving me what I was looking for, man. I mean, that GNLN could have been a $600 winner or more. It just got that weird action there. I don't know what happened there, but definitely got caught on that. All right, guys, let me go ahead and take these down and pull up some other scanners here. I got some other scanners I can bring up here. Unusual volume. Let's throw that in the corner there. So that's that PISG, of course. That it kind of made a really nice move, man. That's at 260s now. So, hey, if you guys were able to play this PISG, really nice play on that today. So, nice penny name. If you guys nailed that, hey, shout out to you. SoundHound, AI, getting a nice little lift there, guys. So if you're looking for an AI play that's getting a little bit of a push today, has a decent chart too. Decent daily chart. Trying to work higher back through that $5 today. Doesn't look too bad. It just worked through that 5. Now it's on the pullback. It's not a bad name there, SoundHound. You just blew through that 5. Could look for pullbacks back into that spot like 507, 510s. Not a bad name there, guys. Nvidia with a nice little blow off towards the 109.80s here. So, hey, taking my shot on Nvidia, guys. I got 108.50s here. Could add here at the 110 here. I'm just going to stay off of it for right now. Looking for this to blow off. If I add, I increase risk. No, just let it kind of work here and look to see if you start to get that quick down sweep move, right? So we'll see what happens on that. That's Nvidia here. Going to go looking at Skyworks here. Make sure that if I do get a fill on Skyworks, it's at a level that I'm going to be okay with. So got to give myself some room here for this to run a little bit and then get that fill. We'll see what happens in Skyworks. Let's go to SOXS here as I start to get in the red here. Looking for the nice ad below 29s here on SOXS, but got to be slow to the move here, as I do think you're going to get a quick down move and then it's going to come right back up. So that's what I'm looking for here. There's the 29s, 2910s, 29s, 11s. I'm going to put out some 29 right now. Boom, just put out that 29s. I'm going to put out some 2875s. Put out some 2860. All right, got some orders out here for some pullback fills here. Also willing to grab some right here off of this kind of 29.10 area. That's the hourly kind of support. 15-minute, we're right back to that level. Really looking for these lower levels, especially like right here, to be an undercut. So I'm going to make this a little bit thicker here. Looking for this to be an undercut and a move back here. So the big thing is to maybe look at a 5-minute or a 15-minute to see when you get that undercut right back. But we're getting that move down right now. Could start to get some fills right here. I just moved my 29 fill to 29.90s. So now I got 29.90s, 28.75, and 28.60s for moves down to get filled. Let's see if that gets some fill on some success. NVIDIA definitely making a little bit of that blow off, and now it's starting to rip. It's at the 110.30s. So definitely getting some upside move here. The only question is, can the Qs recover the open? And it's just gotten above that open, right? So opening price I have here is... Let's see. Opening price I have is 451.89. So that's going to be the layer where you're going to kind of pay attention to see if you get above the resistance in the pre-market. That's for the bulls. If they take 452.55, yeah, you're going back to that level. 451.80s, I think it was. Just make sure here, 89. So I got 451.88 there. Looking for this to come a red candle back below this line and not above the one to the upside here. So rejection from this is what I need to see on this kind of like 5-minute or 15-minute candle. 15-minute candle probably being the more important one. So we'll see what happens here off this 451.88. Success right back into the 29.30s there. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit. I added 50 shares. I still got orders to add more, but I need to add at the right levels. So I'm adding here just a little bit. Now I can see the Qs maybe making that quick down move here. So just looking to go ahead and keep adding some success on pullbacks. And then looking to keep adding on different names out there. Skyworks back down towards the 102.75. So feeling a little bit more confident to try to add on that at the 103s. Trying to add some just slightly above the 103s now on Skyworks. All right, guys, trying to start to step up here, guys. So stepping up with some different sizing out there and going to take some shots. I am seeing also in the last hour, what's up? Consumer cyclical, industrials, and technology. I need to start taking a look to see what's going good in industrials today. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that to see what some of the bigger names are doing. GE down. Lockheed Martin is green. That's an interesting outlook there. Deere is green. So that's interesting to see that start to work back. This 350s, big support there. It's like kind of sideways off of that level. What's up with utilities? Are those starting to come back? Yeah, XLU starting to come back as they're pulled back to 73.30s, now holding the 73.40 spot. This actually looks really good for the swing trade account here. So I'm going to take a shot there in XLU. All right, XLU doesn't move too much. We're talking about maybe about $1 or $2 risk. Looking for about the 90 MA to hold. You got to be careful for that 90 MA to kind of get cracked down. So about the 73s risk right now. So you're talking about 40-cent risk there. Needs to be about $1.20 to the upside. All right, let's take about 100 to 150 shares. So I'm going to do 100 right off the top, right off the start. And then looking to see if I can add it at 73 or 73.20s to take a bigger share size on this. So that's XLU. Utilities. Utilities are red overall. So I got to keep that in mind that we could see a little bit of a pullback in the utilities if the overall market just drags this. think we get this chance to 73.30s or 73.20s here. So I'll put out the 73.30s. All right, there you guys have. I put out one order there for the XLU, 100 shares. We'll see what happens on that. That's on the swing. Let's go back to the action here. Going back to SOXS here. It's in the 29s here. Let's go taking a look at that. All right, what's up out there, guys? How we doing? Amazon over 168. Market is too much up, so there might be some pullbacks. Yeah, it's a little bit of back and forth, man. What else is out there, guys? Dan, what's up, man? Dan, I never see you, man. What's going on, man? Platform issues seem to be nonstop for me since the recent update approximately 2 weeks ago. I'm with you, Dan. I think it's important that we'll address this. We're working on things, and I will have somebody address this publicly in a little while. Just need to kind of work on the things right, like always. At least for me, I've been kind of able to work things out, get things working. So, hey, to hang in there, guys. I'm pretty sure they're working on everything to try to fix this up. Like always, guys, we're trying to get through that. I know that there was issues around other brokers too, right? Main brokers too, not just our situation. So just be careful out there, traders. Skyworks did get that fill there. Now, guys, going to go ahead and establish the risk there. 104 is going to be the risk there for Skyworks. Really looking for this to start coming right back down. We'll see what happens on that one. Got about 50 shares on that. Nothing big. Nothing massive. Nvidia is a little bit bigger, and looking to see if when this Nvidia freaking monster is going to turn around, because now it's making a little bit of a push there where we should start to see a little bit of some hold up where it starts to kind of start to work its way back down. We'll see what happens. Big thing for here is the Qs. The Qs are trying to come right back through the high and break out. There's 353 now, 353, almost 50s. We'll look to see if that goes higher here, but definitely starting to see that push there on the Qs. Not good for me on the short side of things. We'll look to see if we get continued break through that. Next level would be that 453.50s for the Qs. StoxS looking to start adding in here and getting a bigger position size, taking a swing on the day. We'll see what happens, guys. It's 10:23, guys. We got a little bit longer here. Let's stick around. Let's see what happens. Will we start to see some downside in the market, or will we continue the upside lift back? That's the way it's been since about, let's say, 10:15. About 10:15. Now SOXS is going in the red there for me. This is why I should have taken the green, right? Should have taken that $100 profit, about maybe 150 even available at one point. Taking that profit and then using it here would be the better, smarter move, but just taking an assessment, right? Like always. AVGO, we'll see what happens on that one. Can it turn around? GNLN, Scotty, yeah, it was a good one, man. I'm a little frustrated on the way it turned out on GNLN, but hey, can't be too mad, guys. Always, the only thing you can do is take shots. After that, hey, we'll see what happens here. Now dropping down to the 2880 area. Definitely didn't want to see that for the SOXS, but continuing to add and taking my swing here. 110.60s now. Got to go ahead and start watching Nvidia to slow down a little bit, because that one could really kind of take off here. So it got there to 111s almost even. Yeah, I got here, I think the 111s here. All right, taking a look here as Nvidia has gone up there towards a high, towards the 110.95 here. So definitely got to keep watch to see it doesn't go through that 111 and a little bit higher. Going to go ahead and hold now towards a 160. Let's do 163, 164 risk here at the 111.24s. If it hits that, it gets me out. And I'd rather just go ahead and just get out of one of them, right? You can't just let it keep going deeper and deeper, deeper red. Got to go ahead and establish what the risk is. Around 150 to 200 has been my risk. So I'll set it there at the 164. and see what happens here. If it starts to work its way back, I could add to it if I start to see some quick reaction in the Qs down, but I'm not seeing that right now, right? PISG starting to pull back. PSNL, another one that's trying to make a move to the upside today. Keep your eyes on that action. And looking around to see some other ones to see if those can make a move here. NVIDIA slowing up around that 111. Hopefully it starts to work its way back in my eyes, but definitely hope is never a investment strategy. So that isn't looking good here now that we're starting to get these swings. But like always, guys, I talked about it. It's going to be volatile in this market right now. And a lot of that is going to be up and down swings. So you got to be careful out there. And a lot of that also coming with economic data this week. So we could see some down swings even as the market opens tomorrow. Of course, we'll be getting numbers at 8:30 before the market opens. So just be careful out there, guys. All throughout the week, we're going to be getting numbers that shake up the open. So what you guys see today could also not be what you see tomorrow. SPY's coming back strong here, guys. We'll look to see if it continues to run. The Qs are coming back strong also. Not looking good here for me right now. Look to see if we get the bounce back in the next like 10, 15 minutes. But if not, this is going to be it for me, guys. I'm probably just going to work out these NVIDIA, right? It's success. If NVIDIA stops me out, I'll leave that alone. And then I'll be probably just slightly red and then try to push it there with success SWKS to see if I can get back into the green. We'll see what happens. I'm up right now, 128. But the overall unrealized, I'd be down about 100. So not too bad, right? I mean, still keeping it within reach, still reaching for it, guys. Let's see what happens. One thing that happens though today, we start to really get an up move. Look for that KRE and financials to go a little bit higher. I'd look for that. Even though I don't like it, the truth is if the market goes up today, I think that one gets to move also, and you start to see some of these start to push back. Key Corp could be one to look at. I'm seeing on the scanners CMA. So Comerica trying to hold here towards the upside. Regional bank action showing up in the scanners. So just want to let you guys know that. Even though I feel against these in the long run, doesn't mean that they can't make the up move. Doesn't mean they can't push. SIGA getting a little bit of a push here. These smaller plays are now starting to show up a little bit there. The CMPO that was a crazy mover is starting to show up, but this is slow float like monster. I don't know where this thing goes. CMPO, we'll see what happens. RVNC. That's not doing much. That's not lifting. TRNR never went anywhere. That one didn't go anywhere. NVIDIA back down towards 110.20s. Another rejection of off the 111s. That's not bad outlook there, guys. That's not a bad outlook. No fill there off the 2860s there for success. So putting it down to the 2850s here. Got about 250 at 29.11. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. If we could come back through that 29 and start to ramp, go back to 30s, it could be a good day, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hang in here and seeing if the market's just making some fake outs to the upside. That's the only way we can do it. There's no guarantee. The price action is what's going to tell us if we're right or wrong here, guys. So let's keep battling. We'll see what else is out there, guys. SWKS is looking like an ad for me now, guys. I'm going to go a step up to the plate a little bit more in this one. About 20 shares, nothing crazy. Still keeping it within reach here. All right, just added a little bit more on that one. Got about 70 shares now. This one's not popping off like NVIDIA, and that's why I'm stepping up. What's up out there, guys? What candle time frame do you look at? Trader life. Well, the thing is, I've been changing a little bit about this, right? I will say that right now, you can use all different types, right? I mean, it depends on what you're trading, right? I've talked about it. Like the penny stocks, it's not a bad thing to be in the short time frames because it's all about the time frame that you're looking to take the trades in. So swing trading is my bread and butter. That's where I can tell you guys without a doubt, I kill it. And I don't shy away from that because I know it. The results are there. They speak for themselves, right? And so at that point, what do I do good in swing trading? Well, in swing trading, I'm using daily, hourlies, and 15-minute charts to get entries. Really, I'm looking at daily and hourlies to get an overall approach of the swing trade. And then I'm looking at the 15 to try to nail down that entry at, let's say, if I'm trying to go long off the pre-market support, would be awesome if it came back down and gave me a really good entry to risk off of, right? Things like that. Scanners. So what are some good scanners for swing trading? Not a bad question there, Henry. If I think about it for swing trading, it's going to be a lot about depending and finding volume, also finding patterns. So patterns is hard to scan for. There's certain kind of systems that can scan for patterns out there. There's nothing wrong. Flag pattern, trade ideas can scan for. There's different patterns that trade ideas can scan for. What I do, especially for, let's say, versus like scanners, I'm going through the industries and sectors, right? I'm trying to find what certain areas are looking good. Semiconductors, is it electronic gaming, data storage, things like that. But another thing you can be using is something like a sector status, right? Like I have this around here, guys. Like this is from Trade Ideas, but this tells me what sectors are moving, very similar to what I'm doing over here on my other chart, right? So things like this are going to help me. This is how I'm able to tell you guys 58% of technology in the green right now, when that was at like big red just a little while ago, right? So things like this are ways that you guys can go ahead and capture some alpha, right? And especially when you're talking swing trade, I don't think it's more about a scanner. I think it's more about just really keeping up with different industries and understanding how things are working, right? So like right now, it's all about recession concerns, right? And so with recession concerns, what's companies do well? Well, consumer household products do well. What also does well is utilities, right? Utilities do well in that environment. And you can get different names to also do well also. So like right now, I'm taking a look to see if we get utilities to go higher, right? XLU is one way that I'm looking to play that. We'll see what happens on the XLU today, if that can get the nice little push. But Procter & Gamble is one to take a look at. Look how it's getting the hit today. That just goes to show us that it's not just going to be one way here. And traders are trading both sides of this right now. Some traders are trading that no recession is coming in, and some traders are trading that, yes, the recession is starting to hit. KVU was one that I was looking at last week that could pull back and give an opportunity. So this thing's up at 21. I'd be looking for pullbacks back into the gap, though. It's pretty ways away from where I was looking at it. Gold, GOLD. How's the gold train doing? 1850s, guys. Look at GOLD. Was on the playbook last week. Definitely should have taken that swing in the 17s, risking off the 17, right? Like wherever that might have been, like 1740s off the 17. Yeah, I'm risking 3%, but look where it's at now. We're talking 6.35%, right? So good 2-to-1 outlook there. We'll see what happens. XOM swing short. What do you think? It's not a bad outlook, but remember that when you're swinging short on oil, when you have situations in the Middle East that could spike and could cause anything like oil to go like ramping overnight, I would make sure that I understand what my overall risk is. That's like, let's say, trying to take a stock before an earnings play. I do like playing energy, but right now, both sides of the trade are dangerous. Longs and shorts. The longs I feel like are a little bit less dangerous because the only thing that can really affect that is going to be more like recession or kind of wars coming to an end, right? That could be the downside outlook, but there's both sides of the coin, right? That's the truth. All right, guys, it's 10:35, guys. Let's keep going. Let's see what's going to happen in this market. We're definitely getting a little bit of that shake now and kind of going sideways on a lot of stocks. So I'm just keeping a watch on to see what happens in the Qs, the overall market here. The sideways action slowing down a little bit after a ramp up back to the upside. We'll see what happens in the next kind of 15 minutes. It's going to be important. At 10:45, I want to start seeing the cues start coming back down. If not, I can also just start to cut out of my positions. Nvidia still fighting that 111. Could make a move back towards 111 though, and then get me out and then start to come down. So got to keep that in mind with Nvidia. It can always come and get me, especially when I got the stop out there. I'm going to cancel it right now so I don't get stop hunted so much. But definitely, I think some people are definitely watching that Nvidia right now. And it's going to be a big watch today. We'll see what happens. Will the SPY continue to climb right back and push higher? Or will it just come right back down? We'll see, guys. We'll see. What do you guys think in the chat? Let's take a little bit of a poll here. Put a 1 if you're bullish for the end of the day. And you have a lead, right? The bulls have a lead right here. Put a 1 if you're bullish. Put a 2 if you're bearish in the chat. What do you guys think? Do we end the day green or do we end the day red in the SPY? It's green right now. Find out. And I'm talking about from the open. We can from the close, of course, you're talking green already. Pretty decent green, actually, 0.3%. But I'm talking about from the open. Opening price on the SPY, 534.47. We're at 534.96. We'll look to see what happens there. Dun, 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 47. You just put it at the 50. We'll look to see if that cuts down below this line. Back down below that is what I want to look for in the next kind of what? What do you got here? It's about 10:37. We got about 8 minutes left here. 8 minutes. Stocks S down there now to 2840s, trying to stop me out there. Stocks S, that's what it's trying to do. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to take another little ad here in Stocks S in just a second. But, man, it ain't looking good here. Definitely need to start seeing that turnaround. If not, the wipeout candle is coming, man. Got to be careful out there. All right, 2840s here, still holding, looking for this to start coming its way back. I'm just waiting here, just waiting. No ads just yet. Did get a nice ad down there, though. It was at 50 at 2849. 2849s, that's not too bad. Low right now is 44. Let's start seeing this works its way back in the next, what, 5-minute candle? Yeah, I'm looking for this to be kind of that bottoming candle. And the next candle to start working its way back to the upside. We'll see what happens here, guys. Taking my shot. Using my cushion on the day. That's what it's about. All right, guys. Are you done with Mara? Moving too fast. Let's go take a look at Mara. Let's take a look at that. Mara coming up there to 1570s. Look to see how this one kind of moves all around here today. This one got the short right out the gates down to 15. Now working its way back to 1580s. Let's look at the 15-minute. 16 seems to be a resistance that it can come back to, right? So I'd look for a move back there towards this kind of 1610s. It could reject this move here, the 1620s. So you could get a push right to that level and then reject that breakout back above 1621s. And that's just the break on the daily, right? You start going back to the opening price. 1635s is going to be a big level to watch today. Opening price is so important, guys. It determines a lot from the open what you're looking at, right? So we'll see what happens here in Mara as you are starting to get some stocks to climb back there. Clean Spark, 1132 starting to climb back. So I would be looking, if I'm trying to trade like those crypto names, I'd be trading crypto names outside of Mara's danger. I'd look at Riot, other names, Clean Spark, CIFR, those types of names I'd be looking at, even MSTR, right? You could see that one's actually taking the lead right now. And it is the leader in overall like market cap, right? So take a look at that MicroStrategy to 138.40s. That tells us something to maybe look at these to see the lift, like Clean Spark continuing to push. Riot, Hut could be bouncing back today. Mara, for me, I'd stay away, but hey, to each his own, right? If that's what you like, get after it, man. NFE showing up there, guys. New Fortress Energy. So a utilities name that has been doing well and has had a nice little move on the day right now. Little bounce back there. We'll see if it can keep pushing back. XLU, how's that doing there? That's hanging out here, hanging out. All right, NVIDIA at least coming back down towards the 110.10. Got to keep a watch on it to see what happens with NVIDIA, but definitely it's just moving back and forth right now. Want to see if NVIDIA can just put a big candle to the downside. That made me feel confident. I definitely would step up to the plate if I saw one big candle. But for right now, I'm just leaving it smaller size. That's what's helping me keep moving in the name and keep watching the price action here. We'll see what happens on Success in the next pretty much 5 minutes. What do we got here? Yeah, next 5 minutes. I'm really looking for this to start bottoming out and start pulling its way back to the upside. We'll see what happens here, guys. All right, man. It's been an intense day like always, guys. Today, we'll talk a little bit about some day trading 101. Like always, we got a lot to talk about. And today, we got to keep watching to see what happens. Of course, we will be getting some news later today. We'll see what happens to see towards the close. And then tomorrow towards the open is going to be something definitely to keep your eyes open for. All right, looking around, guys. Let's go ahead. Let me see what else I got for you guys. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about some action here. Let's talk a little bit about maybe like taking like two kind of pairs trading, right? And a pairs trading approach. This is very interesting, guys. Pairs trading is something that definitely you guys can look into for those people that like to maybe take a little bit of a hedge style approach. So we're going to talk a little bit about that before we get out of here, guys. It's 10:42. If you guys see anything kind of moving fast, let me know out there, guys. I'm going to start looking for Success to start reversing on this 10:45 candle. And that's a lot on the 15-minute. Watch this candle going red to green, open at 28.96. Needs to get right back to 29 to go green on Success. We'll see what happens there, guys. All right, let's keep battling. Let's take a look. I want to talk to you guys about pairs trading, right? So pairs trading, of course, involves taking a long and a short position at the same time and two correlated securities. So essentially aiming to profit from the relative performance of each. So when you're looking at pairs trading, right, you're trying to first identify it, right? What are the two pairs that I'm looking at, right? And how do they trade, right? Because that's going to be so important to take a look at, right? Are they, what area? Are they in the same sector, right? That's what you're looking for. And the key is to ensure that they have high correlation coefficient over the significant period. So let's say like a Microsoft and an Apple, right? You're probably going to get like a 0.8 correlation. But what you're looking really here is that the strategy assumes that the price difference between the two assets will revert to the mean. If one stock in the pair outperforms, it's expected to underperform later, providing an opportunity to profit. So you're using technical indicators like a Bollinger Band or moving average to determine when the price spread between the pairs deviates significantly, signaling an entry point, right? So let's say, example, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, right? Two names that trade very similar in the same space. So if Coke rises faster than Pepsi, you might short Coke and go long on Pepsi, expecting the spread to narrow, right? And this can go ahead and give you guys a nice profit, right? So keep watch, guys. So what you're trying to do is essentially take advantage of when things get the momentum, right? And in both ways, right? So looking into that, definitely, I want you guys to go ahead and take a moment after trading, look up what pairs trading is. Maybe this is the route for you to find success. I know a trader out there, Dennis Stick, one of the best. And what does he do? He does a bunch of pairs trading. So check it out, guys. If you guys want to take a look at an approach that's a little bit different, starts to bring in arbitrage approach, well, check it out, guys, on pairs trading. That's going to do it for us today. TQQQ and SQQQ are best for that. Hey, good example, right? So take a look into that. That might be an approach that we could take. Like, let's say today, you guys have seen me ride on Success multiple times, right? Well, if I would have been taking the TQQQ when I see the Success pull back, I can take some profits in both trades, right? I could have been, let's say, long on the TQQ, long on the Success, or long on Soxel, right? And then I could have been taking profits in between that, right? getting some profits as the stock moves to the downside and the upside. Just taking profits when it's available to me. Can't be mad about that. We'll see what happens out there. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is out there, guys. What I get out of StockS today, it's trying to recover 29 here. Still hasn't. New candles open, though. So looking for this to start to get back into a green candle and hold that left candle, 28.44, as support. We'll see what happens here, guys. Look how NVIDIA's back into the 110s. So back into the 109s goes NVIDIA. So not mad about that as NVIDIA starts to pull back a little bit, right? So we'll see what happens with NVIDIA. Could cut down the sizing to manage the risk, right? Because when this happens, it's going to be a big move. I don't need to overreact on that. So, hey, we'll see what happens now. Definitely wouldn't like to see it get back through that 111 NVIDIA. I'm just going to keep hanging on right here to see what happens now and start to see if StockS can get into the green here for me. Back to 29, I could add and I could size up, maybe take another 200 shares, looking for the big move. Right now at 300, I'm perfectly fine because if we get the move back through the high of the day, we're talking towards the 30-40s. I'd be up, what, $1.40 on 300 shares. That's more than enough on the upside for me. So let's keep battling. Let's try to get that $1,000 this week. That's the weekly goal. You guys keep me to it in the chat. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, it's probably going to do it for us. It's 10:47 in just a little bit. We'll be getting out of here, guys, but definitely a little bit of a shake on the day today. Keep watch to see what happens with Elon and Trump tonight, 8 p.m. What will happen to Tesla, man? Will Tesla get the rip on that? Tesla right now is red. We'll look to see if it gets green later towards the day, especially in the power hour, the last hour of the day. I'd be keeping an eye on that Tesla. We'll see what happens. Skyworks going into the green there for me. Will this start to fade now? Will I see the down move in Skyworks just go right back towards the 101? If I do see the downside in the market today, I think that's what happens to us. A move to 101. That's about what? About $2.85, about $1.85 on the downside. Wouldn't be too bad here. So got 70 shares. Could add another 30 right now to take another big shot there in Skyworks. But just trying to keep it simple. Until I start to see green on the screen, I want to stay small. That's the habit that I've been trying to make improvements on, guys. We've talked about this. What's your habit this week, guys? What's the new habit to make improvements on? We want to do one every single week. So let me know, guys. Hit the comments after the show. Hit the comments right now in the chat. Or maybe you're catching this on Twitter. Hit us up on the comments, right? Let us know what's the habit that you're trying to improve there that we can go ahead and make a step up in. With Trump, they're going to lose big again. He's been crying lately. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's back and forth on the politics. I'll tell you one thing. As we get closer and closer to November, you'll probably see me make less and less comments about politics. Because the truth is, man, it's a clown show anyways. It's a clown show on both sides. That's the truth, man. Our politics, our whole presidential election is a clown show, man. It's a freaking clown show. And I hate it because I love the United States, but hate the way we run government. But hey, what can I do? I can't fight it. I ain't going to be on the streets out there. I'm just going to be trying to trade it, make money. That's what I'm here for. All right, guys, we'll see what happens in Skyworks. Will it get that downside move? Will the StockS actually break down? Will the SPY turn around? Will the Qs just keep lifting? Could easily just keep lifting, guys. It's lifting. Hasn't come back to this 451.88. It's at 453.81 was the high. We're at 453.74. Could easily break back through that. I think we're going to get some choppy action. I still think we'll get a pullback that will make my StockS go back to the green. So I'm at the point where it's just going to be this chop back and forth all day. Be careful out there, traders, within the chop. It's easily how you get cut out too fast, right? So if I was really big on a lot of these positions, I would have already got stopped out on NVIDIA. I would have already got stopped out on StockX. And I would have already got stopped out on Skyworks. And I'd be done for the day regardless if the trade goes to the green or not. So with that in mind, I'm trying to stay small. We'll see what happens. Why is he doing a live show with Elon and he does not like EV? Well, that could change tonight. That could change. And that's why I also said, watch out for Ford and GM, because if Trump just says, I'm going to support Elon in everything he does and forget Ford and GM, watch out, man. Watch out. But he could also piss some people off, because there's a lot of people that support the UAW, that supports Ford, GM, and Stellantis, right? We'll see what happens, man. He doesn't like those companies either, though, because of what happened with, of course, all the Biden situation. But hey, too much politics, man. CrowdStrike looks interesting, kind of cup and handle pattern. Yeah, that's kind of the drill where it just starts to come back up, right? We'll see what happens out there. CrowdStrike is pushing back towards the 240s. It's just a hard play, man. This is one that I would be looking at kind of investment areas. I still remember when CrowdStrike was $56 in the 2020 area. And that was in the pandemic. That's when I loved CrowdStrike. I used to be like, man, I want to invest in CrowdStrike. I should have definitely invested in CrowdStrike, because, man, this thing went to the moon 800% when it was at 400. So it's definitely gotten a big lift. I think it's going to chomp around for a couple of months before it starts working its way back. Nothing that I want right now. I would rather go for like a stronger name, like a Palo Alto, PanW. Those are the types of names that I want in the cybersecurity space. Something that's not going to go away. Zscaler is one that I'd maybe start taking a look at. That's pulled back enough. That is a cup and handle. You want to talk about a cup and handle? This is a cup and handle right here. Take a look at the monthly. The monthly is going to look even cleaner. So you can see that nice little cup pattern, pull back. Now you just need the handle to start going higher. Zscaler, 150s. They're standing out to me. We'll see what happens on that. PISG, up about 100%. Now pulling back here, guys. Could start to break down on that one. Kit getting the lift there. Guys, the robotics name. I talked about this one. I never got the move in that. It never broke out, but it's trying to make the move now. This actually looks interesting for me for a swing trade. I don't swing trade these names at any moment, but it looks interesting for me, guys. I don't know, man. Oh, let's try it, man. Let's try it, guys. Let's try it. I've been trying to get some swing trades on, take some different types of trades here. Let's try to take a swing trade in Kit. Never traded this one at all, man, but I'm willing to take it. All right, guys, let's take about 200 on that. Going to take a swing trade on that. This is a smaller name, penny name, but it's in the robotics area that I want to definitely be in certain names. So I'll take a shot there, guys. Just grabbed it there. It's Kits for the move to the upside. I could day trade that too, but I got enough day trade positions. I'll do that on the swing side of things. Too risky, but there's not much risk on the daily chart, future day trade. At least for me on Kit, right? Because look at that. It's already to the 260s. But the thing here with Kit, look at the daily chart. It could start working its way back. Yeah, it did that reverse split, trying to get it back here. And it could easily be, let's say, back at $2, right? Could easily happen, right? But with this type of move, trying to get back up there, you know how much shares were on this on Friday? 24.4 million. Then today, it's just sleepy, but going higher, I don't know. I'll take a shot on that, man. I'll take a shot on that. The risk right now is around this 210, right? So the move is, though, it pushes through there and could gap towards like 350. We'll see what happens. Taking a shot there, guys. All right, 1054, guys. Success playing all around, trying to work its way back, trying to come back on the 15-minute here. Now we're getting that move where it's kind of on the setup for the move. Now the question is, do I want to take an ad here as we get back through my entry? And that's yes. As we get back through my entry, I should be adding here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a small little ad there to see what happens. I'm not going to go monstrous. I'll just keep adding slowly but surely in SOX S. So it'd be about 50 shares there, back to the 29s. I'm in exactly at 29 average right now. So let's see if I can break 29, go to 29.10. That's what I'll add. So 50 shares at 29.10. We'll see if we get back up to that level and starts to push back, starts to break back. The Qs would need to just tumble. Nvidia would need to tumble. But look at it. It could do it. It could do it today. So I'm just going to keep watching these guys. These are going to be the positions that either make or break my day. It could be a break. It'll probably be down maybe about 150. Max, I think 200 on the downside. I'm up 127 on the day. And a lot of that came on a pre-market trade. Taken right here live. Broken down on, you guys watched it, which was GNLN. Not a bad trade on that today. And a little frustrated because I should still have a position in this, but we ain't going to talk about it. Crazy trade on that one, guys. As this one popped back at the open at that 1043, it got me out. But this could have easily gone back to 784. It would have been a $500 trade there on GNLN. So I'll leave it alone. But hey, really nice trade overall. I hope somebody was able to tackle that one. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat were trying to get that one back and forth. Some on the long side, some on the short side. So interesting to catch that. That's going to do it for us, guys. Like always, we'll keep battling. We'll keep taking other trades. Look at WHLR as one that's having momentum right now. This thing loves to squeeze, and it's just a really weird stock. It did do a split as of recent to get itself back to really kind of getting in the limelight. This is pushing towards 368. Nothing that I really like here, but at the end of the day, I got to call out where I see the momentum. There is some momentum in that name. We'll look to see if we get continued movement. And my overnight swing in KIT, it's up there now to 264. It looked interesting. I got a nice entry already. We'll look to see if that keeps pushing through the 3 and keeps climbing. Nauticus Robotic? I don't know, man. But maybe Serve comes back. That's another robotic stock. Man, that took a hit today. We'll look to see if for somehow Serve can make its way back. And what was the other one? It was Rich. Yeah, RR. Rich Tech's Robotics. That's not doing well. We'll look to see if any other robotics name comes into play. Let's just look at this because I love doing this sometimes. Robotics, just to see what else kind of shows up here. NRBT. That's a 7-cent stock there. These stocks are trying to jump on the robotics names. They're just like coming out. There's some pink names here that are interesting. Oh, of course, you got ARX with their robotics. How's ARX Robotics? ARKQ. Is this one actually doing well? I don't know, man. Let me see what's in here. Well, Tesla, of course. That's why. NVIDIA, of course. That's why it's doing well. Intuit Surgical is one that they're looking at. Robotic stock for sure. This has gone higher. I remember when this thing came out, man. What a move this thing's had. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us, guys. It's 10:58. You guys keep trading out there. It did get to the 29 there. Stocks S. It got to 29.04, then pulled right back. So we'll see what happens on this one. Not a bad day overall. Just going to keep battling to see if this 15-minute can go green. And that's going to be in probably about a couple of seconds here, guys. So wrapping it up here, guys, it's 10:59. Stay safe out there, team. Like always, guys, there's going to be mixed swings in the market this week with, of course, tomorrow at 8:30. Don't miss it, guys, because the truth is, there might be some downside action just waiting across the corner there. We'll be getting PPI, we'll be getting CPI, and the retail report. They all come out at the 8:30 time. So tomorrow, look for me to go live at 8:20 a.m. Eastern. Keep me to it, guys. I'm going to try to go live before the action happens so that we're live and ready to watch the action as it happens. Smash the like if you guys enjoy it every single day. I'm here to get you guys to go ahead and find success, whichever way that may be. It might be improving our strengths or maybe fixing some weaknesses out in the market. Keep finding habits that can make you get to that next level. I'll see you back. Like always, guys, smash the like. Always having a good time with you guys. Future day trade. Everybody in the chat had a great day with you guys. Day trade with Tony. All you guys out there, shout out to it. hit the like. I'll see you guys back in the morning. Like always, guys, stay safe out there. And let's see what I can do in success today. Dun, dun, dun. The dark side, which is going after. Only question is, will the dark side win today? Find out, guys. Stay in the pool. Trade that pool. And let's see who gets out of the pool today. Smash the like.